Right, so let's try to finish. We were done with, I think it's on the recording, that one. We're done with, so we were busy calculating the final answer. So our question on activity 5. Right, so we were saying we want to calculate the break-even point. Then we say it's equal to fixed cost over weighted Then our fixed cost was 825,000. Am I right? Yeah. Then we say over our weighted contribution, we're saying over 1,150 times the sales mix plus 1,500 times the sales.
2.
Yes. Plus. Is that so? Times 150 times 1. So that was our. So we're busy trying to calculate our weighted average contribution. So what is going to be our weighted average contribution? Let's just calculate together.
34500.
Here it's going to be
450
plus 3,000
3,000
plus 150.
correct, yeah.
So all in all, it's going to be how much? It's going to be
6,600.
So it's going to be 6,000
and 600.
So we are going to divide 6,000 into 6,600 into 825.
Correct, yeah. $125. Can someone please verify?
So
125.
So which is going to be 125. That when you have your 125 batches now, you come back to your sales mix. Your sales mix says electric lawnmower. What's happening? So we now have our batches. Then when we have our batches now, we come and now remember the question requires us to calculate the break-even number of the following, the electric lawnmower. So under the electric lawnmower, you just come and say 125 units times the sales mix for electric lawnmower, which is going to be 3. Then petrol lawnmower, you are going to say 125 units times the sales mix. Then here you are going to say 125 units times the sales mix. So here we're going to have how much for electric lawnmower. How many electric lawnmowers should be made in order to break even? We multiply by 3. 125 times 3.
375.
Which is equal to 375 units. Then here is going to be 250, ne?
Yes, sir.
250 units. Then here it's going to be 125 units. So you will be done with the answering of this question. So when you are doing this question, this is the most at third level, they will require you to answer this topic based on break-even analysis with multiple products. So the first thing that I would advise you, start with your formula. Break-even point for multiple products is going to be fixed cost over weighted average contribution. So once you have your formula here, the next thing that you are going to do now is to calculate the figures that you need to substitute here. So which means you need to calculate your fixed cost. After you calculate your fixed cost, you come here. On your weighted average contribution, you need the sales mix, right? You also need the contribution per unit. So which means these are your calculations. Once you determine your fixed cost, you determine your sales mix, you determine your contribution per unit, then you can now come back to your formula and substitute those figures here on the formula. I don't think you will have much problem with this question as long as you give yourself time to practice long questions. I think I will send an integrated, I'll check if we can be able to do an integrated, we can be able to do this topic from an integrated question. I will send one integrated question. Then you guys, you can try to go through to calculate the break-even point on that integrated question. Right, so that's how we answer this kind of a question, which means you need to determine total fixed cost, determine the sales mix, calculate the contribution per unit, calculate the weighted average contribution by adding weighted contribution for all products, then divide fixed cost by weighted average contribution, then it will be done. I don't know if there's anyone with a question on what we have done so far. Is there any question? Anyone on the calculations that we were busy with? If there is anyone with a challenge, how did we arrive at this figure, all those things?
I think we're good.
You are good, ne?
Yeah.
Right. So that's how we do this cost volume profit analysis. And my emphasis for third level is here. Understand, even when you are doing your question banks, try to do break-even analysis with multiple products. That's the questions that we always come across in the exam. Right? If there is no question, I'll try to check a question, then I'll send it to the group so that you guys, you can go through that question. Then, yeah, we can close the class. In our MAC next week, we'll be doing direct and absorption and direct costing. I think let's do that. Then after that, we can do relevant costing, because there are 7 topics that we should cover before test 1. Test 1 is going to be out of 7 topics. So we need to be a bit fast. So in our next class, we are going to do absorption and direct costing. So you can just go through it during the course of the week to see where are you on your side, so that when we meet and do it together, then we have a clue of some of the things. Right? Unless if there's anyone with a question, then for today we can end the class.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, those who are doing
Let's see.